I smell good, bish. And if you want to smell good like me, you'll click down below in the description box and get 15% off of your first month subscription service to Scentbird, which is a monthly subscription service that sends you perfumes, candles, hand lotions, and makeup. So you guys get down below, check out their website, and sign up.
Yes, hallelujah. What's happening, y'all? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for Greenleaf. After reviewing American Horror Story with all of the evilness that is happening over there, I be needing to come to Greenleaf right after and get Jesus back in my spirit. All right. So the episode starts off with us finding out that Clara is not going to be giving that money to the bishop and Lady Mae because of the seeds that Rochelle put in her ear. And what Clara said was her reasoning is because she didn't realize she was giving them money for their personal tax issues. She thought she was giving them money for the church's tax issues. So now she ain't giving them Nathan. And of course, Lady Mae and Bishop are stressed out because now they have to find another way to give the IRS $2 million. This is when Mae presents her idea that they should divorce and he should step down and she should take over the church and do a fundraiser and get the money that they need. You don't have to worry about it, James. I will handle it. And he's like, oh girl, if we divorce, the only person that's leaving this church is you, all right? It is nature's way. Y'all, Mae waking up Zora at 5 o'clock in the morning on some Bible study tease. I was like, really? We couldn't wake up at 7 for Bible study? Oh, all right. Like the Bible ain't going nowhere, sis. You know, but you know what? I understand. They sitting down at the dining room table doing their little Bible study, and Sophia comes down for her morning run. And y'all know that Zora is still pissed off at Sophia because of the little cat fight they had last episode. And I just feel bad for Sophia because she's always the one that's trying to be compassionate, that's trying to be good, that's trying to be loving. Like I be feeling bad for Sophia. She's such a beautiful girl. And not to say that Zora's not beautiful, because Zora is very, very beautiful. I'm not talking about their physical attributes. I'm talking about the spirits. And Sophia just has this very light, happy spirit, and she's always trying and she's always giving. And something about the way they set up her character, you know, this episode, I understood why they were showing us the things they were showing us about Sophia. Bible study did seem to be getting into Zora's head, though. She did seem to be somewhat open to what Lady Mae was trying to administer to her. And I'm like, Lady Mae, you better be the word, okay? You better be a source of the Lord. You better. Well, y'all, Charity is back home with a boot in her mouth and Oxycontin in her bag. Something for us to be worried about, I see. Grace comes in and Charity is just, she's so nasty with Grace. Like, it's just so unnecessary. Of course, she's blaming Grace for Kevin calling the police. And it's like, girl, you're the reason that Kevin called the cops. If you wouldn't have ran off with his baby for more than a week, maybe he wouldn't have called the police. And you the one that kept hanging up the phone and didn't want to have a conversation with him. Grace was just trying to help this old messy ass situation that you got everybody in, okay? And why isn't everybody noticing how disheveled and unkept she is? Obviously, something is going on. And Charity, girl, how did you get an Oxycontin addiction from yesterday and today? How did that happen? Somebody explain it to me. Sophia is coming back from her run and we see her like lean to the side and we like, oh no, what's wrong with Sophia? But they just kind of glazed over it like it was something that we wasn't going to really figure out what was going on with until the end of the episode, which is exactly how it happened. So Rochelle and Tasha are having another little sneaky meeting on how to take the Greenleafs down. And Rochelle wants Tasha to get Jacob to sign some papers to start transferring money into a second church. And they've already decided to stop the plans on that second church. So this is definitely going to be some type of financial problem for Jacob if he signs these papers. And Tasha is starting to feel bad about what they're doing. Like, you can tell that she's starting to take a liking to Jacob and to the family, and they're good people. So sometimes when you be around people and realize that they're not bad people the way you thought they was when you was on the outside looking in, it's a little bit harder for you to continue to mess over them. And I'm like, all right, Tasha Skanks, I see you, girl. I see you. Rochelle believes that the bishop will be calling her to help him with this financial issue, seeing as though she is a financial planner and one of the best. Mae calls Connie to her office, and I'm like, yes, Silver Fox, come on in, Miss Connie. Like, I just love her looks, everything. And Miss Mae basically tells her that she plans on taking over the church, seeing as though they're going through all of these issues. It's all over the papers. And Connie is like, we've already had this discussion, May. We've all talked about it. And the bishops and I think that it would be better if somebody on the outside were able to take over the church. And she was like who? And she says, well, grace, baby. Like, we've always been saying grace. Like, everybody wants grace to preach except for Lady May. And Lady May gets pissed off because y'all know how she have that deep-rooted jealousy over the fact that Grace has a calling. And she feels like that she just completely stepped and jumped over her calling to be with a bishop. So now she's looking at Grace like, oh, she just going to be everything that I want it to be. And I'm like, girl, that's what your daughters are supposed to do. Okay, your daughters are supposed to take what you gave them and be better versions of you. That's how this is supposed to go, Lady May. You need to work on that. Let me tell y'all something. That bothers me the most. Out of everything that goes on in this show, the relationship between Lady May and her oldest daughter. Why do you have such distaste for your own child, for somebody who is so much in your own image that people can already see like the greatness behind Grace? Everybody can see it but her. And I don't understand. Like, you need to go to God about your relationship with your daughter, because you always trying to find reasons to make it seem like she's wrong when she wants to bring forth the truth in a situation that you are comfortable lying about. Okay, like, Lady May, you can't admit it to nobody for real until you get that together. If you ask me, I'd be like, girl, how you gonna tell me how to feel about my family when you're not even getting along with your daughter? Like, get out my face. So y'all, they giving us another scene to show us how much we love Sophia. She in there helping the children understand what faith is, having them walk around with a blindfold, but then she's telling them the way to go. I was like, girl, you better come up with the best childlike analogies for faith. Oh my God. That was a lesson. Like, in that moment, I was just like, oh, I like this. This is nice. Okay, I would have wanted to go to Bible study with Miss Sophia if I was a little kid. I love her. Her little energy is everything. Her boyfriend is there. Of course, he wants to apologize to her for how he acted at the party when he was trying to push up on her and didn't want to respect the fact that as a church-going girl, she has boundaries and rules. But he invites her to lunch and says that he is definitely going to start off that lunch with an apology. And I'm like, all right, y'all cute. So because Bishop does not want to take his information back to Rochelle after he told her he ain't trying to fool with her like that, he calls on his friend Percy. And y'all, I don't know why Percy, the man who plays the character of Percy, I don't know his real name, but he always plays like some slimy character. And me seeing him in this reminds me of when he was on A Kingdom Come. Thank you. Somebody was sending it to me. Kingdom Come. When he played in Kingdom Come, I just could not stop laughing at his character. So now that he's playing the bishop's friend Percy on this show, that's all I'm seeing when I look at him in these suits. That's all I see. Anyway, but he gives him the advice that Rochelle is definitely somebody he should be willing to call because she is into cryptocurrency and she can help him figure out a way to get his IRS issues at bay. And I'm like, so wait, is Percy working with Rochelle? Like, this definitely, feels funny to me. But Percy has his own personal interest in Rochelle. And the bishop was like, nah, come on now. And I'm like, no, you better not be jealous, Bishop. You better not be jealous. You do not want Rochelle because Rochelle is grimy and trying to set you up. Trust your gut, Bishop. Trust your guts. You don't want Rochelle. Let Percy have her messy self. So Jacob is in the office playing chess with his little boy, and Tasha Skanks comes in with these papers for him to sign. And we all know that he should not be signing these papers, all right? So she sees him and his son playing chess, and she's like really seeing how good of a man Jacob is. He's so busy, but he's still taking the time to be there with his son, and it just makes her feel even worse about what they're doing. So she just decides to come back later, but she tells him that the air conditioner in her office has been blowing as a reason for her coming into the office. So then she just kind of leaves out without him signing the papers. I'm like, Tasha Skanks not gonna be on y'all side too much longer. So May takes her nasty attitude to Grace's office so that she can confront her about the coup that she's trying to have with Connie and them taking the church from her and the bishop. Grace tells May that she does not want the church, and she told Connie she didn't want the church. And why don't her and Daddy fix the situation, fix the issue, and be preachers to everybody like they supposed to be? Be the examples that y'all are trying to set. Don't you think I would save us if I could? especially with everything at stake, our family, our lives, our homes, our church. Grace just simply looks up at her mama and says, Mama, I don't want the church. Lady Mae says, good, because you'll never get it. And I'm like, now see, you need to deal with whatever that is right there. Whatever that venom is towards your daughter that would keep you from even wanting her to have her birthright, which is y'all church. I cannot deal with Lady Mae and her hatred towards Grace. It makes no sense to me. And I don't understand how she thinks that she can be a full-fledged woman of God having that type of contempt for her own child. That right there is an issue for me. And another thing, why is it so bad if Grace takes over the church? That's so bad. But, because she was like, you stealing the church from under your daddy's nose. She would say that to her, but you trying to take the church from Bishop. So what you mad? You the only one that can steal the church from under the Bishop's nose, correct? Are we getting that right, Lady Mae? Hypocrisy at its finest. So Bishop goes to see Rochelle with his tail between his legs. And she walks in, she's like, oh, so you want to talk to me, huh, Bishop? You need my help, huh, Bishop? Come on, let's sit down, let's talk. And he apologizes to her. She's like, I'm a Christian, so I forgive you, Bishop. And he says, I know that I didn't handle things in the right way, but I really need help with this IRS situation. She was like, so you think that you can just apologize and come over here and tell me sweet nothings and mess around with my head and I'll just help you? No, Bishop, I'm not going to help you. You get out of my office. And then she tells the security, next time he comes, don't let me know. I don't want to know. And so the bishop is like, I'm sorry, I guess I shouldn't have did this. And he just gets up and walks the hell out. He's resigned. Okay, fine, lady. If you don't want to help me, this ain't the place I should be, then I'm going to just go ahead and take it back to the church. And he just walks out. I'm like, all a part of the plan. And he's being spun around her finger like a piece of thread. So Sophia once again tries to make nice with Zora's old nasty attitude having self. And she's just not trying to hear it. She's really not trying to get back into a good place with Sophia. And she just kind of gets up and walks upstairs. And that's when she gets the pain again. Zora saw her get the pain, but I guess she didn't think it was a big deal. So she just continued to walk away. Grace is having lunch with Darius. And they're having a conversation about how she's going to want him to be her husband before she presents him to her church. Like if she was to take over the church, he was going to have to be her husband. She couldn't just have her boyfriend sitting on the front pew. My boo down there, all right, y'all. Like she can't do that. So they're in the middle of that conversation when she gets the call from Lady Mae. And at first she wasn't going to answer the phone, but Darius was like, girl, you need to answer that phone. So she answers the phone, and that's when she finds out that they had to rush Sophia to the hospital. I was like, oh, Lord, what done happened? Did her pancreas bust? What happened? Y'all, apparently, Sophia had an ovarian contortion, which means that she had to have surgery immediately for them to try to fix the situation. And the family is all there to support, but like Lady Mae, you gonna sit up there and act ugly on 1 minute, and then the next you trying to be supportive. And Grace was just like, I don't need your help. I'm all right, I don't need your help. And another thing, Charity. Charity is out here high as a kite off the oxy, looking a hot ass mess, running through the hospital trying to make it about her. Talking about Grace ruins everything. What are you talking about? Y'all are at the hospital right now because Grace's daughter is having emergency surgery. Stop making this about you, Charity. But she's too high to even notice. Grace goes in to see Sophia before she goes into surgery, and she's high, and she's just talking to her mom about the conversation that her and her boyfriend had. And he was basically saying that he could see himself being in her life forever and that he respects her boundaries. And she's just fantasizing about them getting married and having kids and having a dog. Just having that white picket fence perfect life that we all want to have. And this is what makes it even more sad, y'all. They wheel her off to surgery. And when she comes back, Grace finds out that they couldn't save her ovaries and she will never be able to have children again. And y'all, oh, Lord, she'll never be able to have kids. Just after this was such a dream for her. Y'all see how she loved those kids. Y'all see how much of a loving individual she is. For us to find out that this little girl can't have kids, y'all, that broke my heart. And that's why they were setting us up to see how warm and loving Sophia is, so that we would take this hit as hard as we took it when she found out she couldn't have kids. And she just immediately burst into tears. Y'all, I could cry right now thinking about that. That's such a That's such a scary thing for me. Like, there have been times in my life where I wondered if I would, be able to have a child. And sometimes I still wonder about that. I've never been pregnant before. And so, to have that option taken away from you at such an early age, oh my God, that broke my heart, y'all. Meanwhile, out in the lobby, Zora is continuing to be a brat with Jacob and Carissa. And Charity hears their conversation and she walks up to Carissa after her little conversation with Zora, basically telling Zora if she wants to come home, she can come home. And she's like, no, I'm okay. It's like, well, what you complaining for? What you complaining for, little girl? So Charity walks up to her and like, y'all messed that one up. She's still high. Y'all messed that one up. Y'all still got a chance with that little boy, but y'all didn't mess that one up. So then she goes to the vending machine trying to get her little snack out the vending machine, her whatchamacallit ball, and it wasn't working. So she starts banging on the vending machine. Her mama comes over. Carissa is like, girl, what is wrong with you? And she keeps banging on it until she breaks it. And then she just breaks the shit, pulls out the candy bar, and then opens the candy bar and starts eating it with the blood all over her hand. Y'all, thank God we in the hospital. They wrapped her hand up and checked her out, and Lady Mae found out that she was high off that oxy that she had kept from when she had her cesarean. And James is like, Lord, what's going on with them, Jesus? They need their parents in their lives, Lady Mae. Like, he tries to use this as a last-ditch attempt to make her realize that they need to be together for their family. They don't need to be divorced. And Lady Mae says, child, if anything, this has told me that, yes, they do need their mother and their father, but they will never have their parents again. This is over. We are over. I am moving on like Maya, and you are not going to continue to stop my shine and stop my calling, okay? I'm getting back on my path. And if anything, this has shown me that we don't need to be together. I'm like, really, Lady Mae? You can't be a preacher and be married at the same time? Y'all can't find a happy medium where y'all, each do a Sunday? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like she is so glued to the concept that she can't have her marriage and be a preacher on a pulpit at the same time. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why you feel that way. Take your position, move into your rightful spot. But that doesn't mean you throw away your, 30-some-odd year marriage. Because I feel like it's not even about the cheating. It's about the fact that she feels cheated out of the life that she feel like she was supposed to have. You can't feel like that. You can only move from here. And to throw away their marriage knowing that they still love each other. And they still love each other because when he gave that speech last episode, she was definitely feeling it. She was almost back home with that speech he gave, which makes me feel like you still love that man, but you're trying to punish him and trying to punish yourself by making it seem like it's God's will for y'all not to be together no more. I'm just like, I am not here for Lady Mae and Bishop breaking up. I'm not. Before Sophia got out of surgery, they all were in the chapel and Grace was already in there praying, and they all come in and kind of sit separately and start saying the Our Father prayer together, and Charity gets up and goes over to Grace and holds her hand. I'm like, thank you. Finally be a family. Finally be a family. Okay? Like, I needed y'all to show support to Grace because y'all in the hospital making it all about y'all. And that's not right. Because she the one whose daughter is in surgery. She's the one that needs the love and support. And let me tell you another thing, Lady Mae. The fact that you don't want to be there for your daughter the way you should bothers me. Like, why did Charity have to go over and hold her hand? It should have been you. So y'all, after everything happened at the hospital, we get back to the church. And Tasha Skanks is bringing Jacob these papers once again because Rochelle told her that she needed to get them papers signed if she ever wanted to see her husband again. Tasha brought him the papers, but it seemed like she made him stop signing the papers before he was finished signing them all because he started to get into how happy he is that she stayed on, how helpful she's been, how much of a family member she is to him, how if she needs anything, like he was really laying it on thick with how great Tasha has been to their family and showing her appreciation, and that just really made her feel even worse. So she hurry ups and grabs all of the documents before he finished signing them, it seemed like, and then she walks out. And I'm like, so did he sign it or did he not sign it? What's gonna happen? Rochelle had texted the bishop and told him that she wanted to help and that she was sorry when he was in the chapel praying with the family. And I'm like, evil always knows when to show up when you're desperate. Bishop brings Lady Mae a draft of what he wants to be said at the next church service explaining their separation and that she can make whatever changes that she wants to make. He trusts her judgment. Before he leaves, He stands at the door and he turns around and he says, May, I'm really sorry. And he was very heartfelt when he said it. And all she did was look at him and tell him, close the door on your way out. And then she sits there and cries. I'm like, what? Is you hurt or is you not? Like, I'm so confused. Y'all, everything that I've watched on Wednesday has been confusing me. From American Horror Story, Greenleaf, and then I'm going to take it on to Thursday for Braxton Family Values, which is the next review. They confused me on that, too. I'm just confused with Lady Mae because I feel like I know what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a woman that is basically having a midlife crisis and feels like she needs to make some changes, but she doesn't know what changes she really needs to make. And I don't think divorcing her husband is the change that she needs to make. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm here for Lady Mae and Bishop's love and their marriage, and it's just hurting me that they're not going to be together. I'm hurt. Anyway, y'all, like I said, Braxton Family Values will be up next. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. They got me all emotional.